I want to say that 2023 and 2024 in the progressive calendar are going to be the years of fat liberation. Because I think that 2023, the Academy Award for Best Leading Actor went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Have you watched The Whale?
My boy.
Have you watched The Whale?
No, but Brendan deserves better.
Yeah, but I want to say basically that it's a very weird movie for several reasons. I think it's completely immoral, by the way. And the message is just basically it's someone who ran off. He ditched his daughter and he wanted to live life with his boyfriend. The boyfriend died. At some point said that basically the only thing I'm going to do good in my life is to give money to my daughter and not be in her life or things like that. Anyway, just weird. And the other weird thing about it was that there was a scene where it had very epic music and you would expect something really epic to be seen. And he was basically consuming 2 jumbo pizza slices, one on top of the other, squeezing some mayo on top of it. And, it was a weird movie. Anyway, let's go to, let's read this tweet and it says, a plus-sized model has gone viral on TikTok after posting a video claiming that it's discrimination that they cannot build wider airplanes. Do you agree or disagree with the statement?
I mean, it's a security risk for herself, really, not to be rude. But
I don't know. I'm just asking.
People listening, we're looking at the fattest arse in all of humanity. I mean, it really is the size of a hippo. And that's not a cruel judgment. I'm using that as a metric to try and tell you the facts. And she can't fit walking down the aisle, of course, so she has to go sideways. But like imagine, you're trying to pass someone in a corridor.
Imagine if they say it's racist. If you don't have a house door that is like a gate, it's racist.
Right.
Hi, folks. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to announce that we have a new line of merch in our merch store. The merch store was kind of empty for a while, and so I thought, right, okay, what do I actually want on shirts? And so I just went through some of the most epic and true things that I think that historical people have said, and John managed to make an amazing set of merch out of it. And we will have extra things coming in the store, such as posters for these to go on. Thanks for everything, folks. Now back to the video.
So if my plane isn't big enough for hippos, then...
Anyway, this has been a perennial theme, but I think the fact that...
Sorry, someone in the chat just went fly cargo.
Anyway, let's move to the next clip, because I want to show that this has been a perennial concern that people have. And anyway, no, sorry, let's go. Can we go?
You want to go back to the stuff? Yeah. There we are.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so it says that this has been an issue since 2016 and before. We have all sorts of claims here about people saying that at 3 a.m. I fantasize about what could happen to spare me from the humiliation that feels destined to happen. And what we have here...
Does anyone have any ideas?
I don't know.
What could happen to spare her from...
It's an article written that says basically, I'm the fat person sitting next to you on a plane. And the whole question is...
woe is you. You're the victim, really.
Do you know what it feels like to be the person sat next to you? And it says here, Southwest Airlines famously let director Kevin Smith board, then publicly escorted him off the plane for looking too fat for his seat. United will refuse to board you unless you agree to purchase an additional ticket at the day of price, and who has $600 to spare? That's by 2016, I must say. So, yeah, I mean, there are. It talks about issues that are in the forefront of concern for the fat liberation front, that some people are asked to pay for a double fee if they can't fit on one seat.
I have a solution.
What is it?
Lose weight.
Yeah, but
you obese mother... Like, what are you doing with your life? I'm sorry, when you are that large that you take up 2 seats... I don't know,
Callum. Maybe you're too harsh. Maybe you're too harsh.
I really don't think I am. I think being the size of a human is a pretty reasonable demand of humanity.
Yeah, but let's just look at the other perspective. Okay. Because there are always two sides.
I have in the past, but we'll try again.
Look at what Sarah, the fat culture critic, said.
She literally calls herself the fat culture critic. Okay.
The most comfortable I have ever been on a plane is when I sat next to a fellow fat woman. We were a bit squished, but neither of us had to worry about a person reacting to be near a fat body.
What about the guy in the middle between you two?
The middle seat.
The suffocated noise in between your rolls. So
Anyway, so we need to look right now what Colorado did against fat phobia. So America's healthiest state, Colorado, is set to ban fat phobia. This is from the 27th of November.
So
if we look at these images here, lawmakers in America's healthiest state, Colorado, are plotting to pass I like the plotting.
Plotting.
As if it's something. As if it's something weird,
Nefarious.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes, we shall import the fatties.
In dark corridors of power. They're plotting to pass legislation to ban fat phobia in order to prevent employers and housing providers from discrimination against.
Sorry, well, they're not fitting in the houses anymore.
Yeah, that's why I talked to you about a gate before. Because if it is discrimination, if you cannot walk down the airplane aisle, the same thing happens if you cannot walk into a house. Callum, you have a house that I cannot enter. That's racist.
I'm so sorry that I have a front door, not a front gate. That's it.
Anyway, it says the move comes as New York enacted a similar law last week as obesity rates continue to soar across the U.S. Other states they have. Let us look at these rates here. It says U.S. states with adult obesity rates above 30%. In 2011, well, they checked just 12 states. All of them were just under 30%. But do you see how obesity is rising?
Sorry, why is that a metric? Sorry, only 30% of the population are obese. I'm sorry, America. That is not how it should.
Yeah, that's not
the baseline.
No.
The baseline is not obese.
It's
statistical analysis from the United States. Well, obviously, 30% of the population are obese, but they're not.
Okay, but Callum, the UK has obesity rate of around 25%.
We do.
So you need to bear that in mind as well.
That's also not a baseline.
Per capita.
Yeah. Now, I must say that I'd be absolutely pissed off if someone served that to me because the chip portion isn't enough. That's a no-go for me. Okay, I'm pissed off if people don't give me a good portion of chips.
Well, with the burgers, you are right.
No, I wanted to say this because it has to be said.
I love you reading this article.
It's my truth. It's my truth. Now, it says here, the most obese state in the U.S. is West Virginia, boasting a rate of 71%.
Jesus Christ.
71%?
Sorry.
That can't
West
be
Virginia
right.
are
That
obese.
can't be right.
Anyway.
Surely.
It says closely followed by Louisiana, Mississippi, and Oklahoma. Anyway, so there's a lot of issue there.
Sorry, no, 71%.
Of West Virginia are obese.
I mean,
what's the population of West Virginia?
I don't know, but
I don't know about it. I mean,
geez, I mean, no wonder they're thinking these planes.
Whatever it is,
they think the average size of a human is obese.
1.7 million.
Sorry, that's
2021.
No, it is shocking. And let's see here. It says in New York, some business leaders expressed opposition to the legislation. Anyway, I mean, no one cares. It says, Tigress Osborne, the chair of the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, said New York.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. The NAACP for fatties.
Callum, we live in 2020.
Yeah, don't be a bigot, bro.
And soon
I was born 300 pounds, I tell you.
Yeah.
soon we will be living in 2024.
Can't help my bad genetics, bro.
Okay. So it says New York City's weight discrimination ban should serve as a model for the nation and the world. Osborne said that the city adoption of the new ordinance will ripple across the globe. Look at that. Honestly, it's just so US specific. It says Osborne said the city's adoption of the new ordinance will ripple across the globe and show that discrimination against people based on their body size is wrong and is something that we can change.
I hate American imperialism.
Imagine talking about countries where there isn't so much obesity, and that's the main thing now.
So the new UN Sustainable Development Goal is no fat phobia.
Yeah.
So they've got into Sudan and told them. Can we see this map here?
Yeah.
This one below.
Wow.
For some reason, it says the healthiest state.
The hell are they
California.
eating in West Virginia? Seriously.
Yeah.
Because that's even weird for America, as you can see there. Like, what the hell is going on? I've got to go to West Virginia. I want to see what they're putting in the water. That's corn syrup, presumably.
You need to have the lovely song, Who Is It, that says Country Road, Take Me Home.
Yeah, we're going to say like 50 pounds of fat on you now.
And just I wanted to say this because it's important. It shows how, it's maybe you're a doctor and you can't stand up. It says the state was dealing with a case of a nearly 400-pound doctor
I'm
who said
confused.
she was fired from the.
I'm sorry.
Callum, I'm laughing because you were laughing. Okay?
A 400-pound doctor said she was fired from the emergency room for being too fat, and that's her discrimination case.
I mean,
I have a right to be 400 pounds, boy.
by the way, there's a heart attack burger that if you weigh more than 350 pounds or something, you eat there for free. And if you don't, you have some waitresses dressed as nurses who spank you. It's a weird thing. I'll
It's in
send
Las
you
Vegas,
stuff.
I think.
So they
isn't it?
have they have only 8 burgers. It's the bypass burger, the double bypass, triple, and it goes to the octuple bypass, which is something like 20,000 calories or something.
Like going back up there, because I believe that's Las Vegas, and like Nevada's not doing too bad, frankly. They know it's a joke. I mean, West Virginia took it literally. You should be eating the bypass burgers.
Let's move to a segment. So the question is, are there duties to oneself? If you have a duty to maintain health,
The 400-pound doctor
yes, and
victim.
yes, and also get a Lotus Eaters subscription.
How big is 400 pounds?
Visit a website with only £5 a month. You can gain access to all our premium content and check out Kant's Ethics. He's talking about moral obligations, especially to ourselves and others. So it's an interesting thing. And we also have another feature with £1.89. You can buy individual pieces of content, but do consider the subscription because it's much better. You get more out of it. Now, let's go here because I want to show you.
Can I interrupt you one more time?
course.
I'm so sorry. But I don't know if you've learned to think in stone yet, because I know it's a British thing. But she's 28 and a half stone.
Oh, dude. That's
Where is that in kilograms? That's 181 kilograms.
So,
dude.
in order for fat liberation to go forward,
It's a car.
the fashion industry needs to be reformed. Okay? Because the fashion industry.
Yeah, I guess.
So I want to show you the evil photographer of last year and the evil model of this year. Okay? So
Here we go.
this is from last year. It says New York photographer is slammed as fatphobic for charging plus size models $100 more for test shoots, claiming it is more difficult to find them designer clothes. And it shows here. So I'm just, where is it? It
You're
says,
getting pictures of the bed. Hi,
Yes.
Megan. It's nice to e-meet you. I hope all is well.
E-meat. No.
Our rates
No, we
are as
shouldn't be allowed
follows.
that. We shouldn't allow
Standard,
it.
$950 plus / curvy, $1,050. Just right, fat bastard. No, why are you writing plus / curvy?
I'm more offended at e-meat. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, so
That's-
basically that's a really bad photographer, evil photographer.
Well, that's the bad person here.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
of last year. Now I want to
Lady, I've
talk
got to get a
about.
wide-angle lens. I don't. It's just- you literally don't fit on the screen, love.
I want to talk about the evil model of this year. You know, Emily. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No,
Lois, do you have an idea?
No.
it's not going to be a lady, is it?
It's going to be Emily Ratajkowski.
Oh, yes. I
So-
know.
What's wrong with her?
She had this picture.
Massive leftist, like
Yeah,
proper
and
leftist.
what do you see here?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a.
She's
it's a,
never been that size, I don't think.
It's a skinny woman with some trousers on that are meant for a large person.
Yeah, so basically they said this is incredibly fat phobic and it needs to be set out in the open. She's evil.
Did she used to be that large?
No,
Nope.
So she's just making fun of Subway commercials there.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
it's
Or slyly saying, I need to lose some pounds.
I lost all this weight by just not being fat.
Yeah. Look at me. And look at me some more.
Yeah. They
Oh,
say
that
the
looks
intention of this image isn't immediately clear. Is M Magazine, a French publication, simply hoping to have Ratajkowski mock the baggy denim trend? That's a question. Anyway, let's move forward. This was news at the Hindustan Times. Some reason now it's a massive global issue. That's why I told you it's, as you said, it's cultural imperialism.
Yeah.
The Hindustan Times write fans blast Emily Ratajkowski's fatphobic photo shoot, so out of touch and ignorant.
Of course.
Yeah. So I want us to
Oh,
move
yes,
now to the
I've seen
third
this.
section of, there's progressivist brainstorming about what are the causes of fat phobia. So we have this person here. It's a PayPal me, Ashley
course.
the lion. Now, if you call it a lioness, it's going to say, no, that's fatphobic or something. Anyway, she says diversity, intersectionality, minorities, equality, equity, people of color, safe space, white privilege, capitalism, racism, something else that maybe we don't see because it's the person there, his head. It says all white people are racist. PayPal me, Ashley the lion. Yeah, now we have critical pepper theory, the same person. And now we go to the more, nuanced takes. Okay. We have here Victoria Wellsby. She
Mechanisms.
Yeah, I want us to basically click on this if we can, on the mechanism of anti-fatness, because this is where the heavy conceptual machinery and heavy conceptual work is doing. What are the causes without looking at the screen? Okay. What's the input? What is anti-fatness made up of? Fat and
just pure repulsiveness, probably.
Cake.
Okay, both of you are wrong.
Bread.
Both of you are wrong. You just try to.
What's called?
You try to oversimplify a very complex issue. So listen
why
to
do
the
people hate being fat, or why do people hate
fat people? Is that
so?
The NHS.
The anti-fatness is made up of anti-black racism.
It's racism, of course it is.
Healthism.
What?
Morality.
Ableism.
Capitalism. Ableism.
Morality. Sorry, morality.
Yeah. Have you also held?
Sorry, so your morality is the mechanism of being anti-fat?
Because you have morals, you hate fat people.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose so. I don't have.
I've got morality. I'm telling you that you're fat and you're offended by it, but that's morality.
So it's this dangerous mix where you insert morality into everything. Okay? It's a bad thing, maybe, according to this person. So
those hashtags.
Anti-black racism, healthism, morality, capitalism, and ableism. Now, question is, cannot someone be fatphobic against white people? Because according to this definition, it can't be, because a necessary ingredient is anti-black racism.
Right.
You can't be anti-black racist to white people.
So fat white people are actually not part of the conversation.
Sorry.
Most probably. And that's a white person.
Sorry, the mental gymnastics here. Capitalism is one of the mechanisms for anti-fatness.
That is fair, actually.
Surely.
No, that's
go on.
Why if we had socialism, there'd be no fat people?
That's very true. No, okay, you got me there. Because I was going to say capitalism you could argue, fuels fatness.
Yeah, you sell more food.
Yeah.
You sell more food and stuff.
Consumerism.
By anti-fat if there's no fat.
That's true. So have you heard also the term healthism?
Healthism?
Yeah. It's honestly, I must say, no, look at it.
Out of control.
It says healthism. It's my first time staring at this term, and I feel honored. It's healthism.
I want to make some banners.
So PTs, personal trainers, are part of this healthism.
I'm imagining a movement that's got like the Nazi banner, except not the swastika, but an apple in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's an episode of Rick and Morty, actually, but never mind.
And the output is the belief we all know fat people are unhealthy. Healthcare held hostage, non-evidence-based. Weight loss surgery, pills, and diets. The beauty ideal, thin, young, white, non-disabled. Infrastructure inaccessible. Chairs, airplane seats. Health, moral superiority. Wellness initiative at work. Lifelong customers for weight loss products. Why is that specifically bad? Lifelong customers for weight loss products. Policies to erase fat / non-compliant bodies. Anyway.
Your body is non-compliant. No, like, you don't fit in the seat.
But it's really weird because among other things, among all other things, it's morality that is being blamed for fat phobia.
Of course.
By fat activists.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
Anyway, I just clicked on that website here, and it says it's Welby's website. It says, thanks for coming to spend time with me.
Oh, hi there, fatty.
I'm so glad you came. Hey, I'm Vini. They, them, a non-binary fatty.
Of course you are.
But that is weird because how is that supposed to help and be uplifting? If someone calls you fatty.
Let's politicize being unhealthy. Brilliant.
And anyway,
that'll go down well.
What was it here? Yeah. It has all sorts of Anyway, want to feel more confident in your body and stuff like that. Anyway, she's talking about
Yes, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to say something now because there's an issue here. And I think that this is ultimately where the woke agenda is moving. Okay. Some people, some of my colleagues think it is the problem of autonomy. I don't think it's so much an issue of autonomy. I think there's an idea of autonomy, because if you're thinking of autonomy as being something that is an irreducible individual pursuit, then you don't need the whole of society to cheer you and say, okay, yeah, we support you, we support you, we support you. So if you want the government to constantly force upon people a kind of rule that says that they constantly need to clap anywhere, anything you do, then you have a problem and you will never be psychologically liberated. If you want to be psychologically liberated, you have to work on yourself. You either try to lose weight or you try to accept things. Okay, but just calling the government to do this is not helping. Okay, and this is ultimately where woke divide and conquer strategy is, because at the end of the day, the common denominator is we are told that we constantly need a government to intervene and allow us to coexist. We're constantly fed up this lie that unless the government imposes very strict rules that to a very large extent are really bad, especially for the native male population, we can't coexist and there's no society. And the whole thing will break down. So that's nonsense. Okay? It's simple. If you wanna improve your life, you improve your life. The rest is cope.
Fair enough. I suppose on that we'll end.
And who is this gentleman over there?
And that'll be for
me.
That'll be for the end, which we promote. But I wanted to add something that can't go on YouTube because there's some robot will get all sweet about it. I've put in Studio One, John, because I was thinking I've seen that before. What I was thinking about, which is healthism over here, being some kind of like Nazi ideology for apples or something. I reminded, it turns out the German Apple Front is actually a real thing. So I don't know if people heard about this before. I remember reading about it.
What?
It's a parody of neo-Nazism that was set up by some German. And as you can see, this is their flag. It's Front Deutsches Apfel. And they have rallies where they all meet up.
Oh, no.
And tell you about the superiority of German apples and why you should only support German apples. There you are. They have key demands. Termination of over-foreignization of German fruit. There we are. Closing the borders against German fruits.
You need to do it with an Arnie accent, termination.
It was German. Yeah. The elimination of lazy and rotten windfall. Okay. Yeah, there we go. But they're a parody group of fascism. But I can see, I want to convince the fat activists this is actually healthism. Yeah. And then have them being like, we stand against fascist healthism, because they are stupid enough to fall for it.
True.
If you appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Contemplation series, this episode on a debate about whether society is going to collapse. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.